Puka Nacua.
I gotta go with Puka Nacua.
He is shattering NFL records.
Puka Nacua is always open. I know.
Guys leading the league in receptions. It's incredible.
Puka Nacua is not who you think he is. There's no doubt that he was a steal in this draft, a true diamond in the rough, but we can't let ourselves be fooled by these numbers because he's not a Jamar Chase. He's not a Justin Jefferson. He's a guy who's getting 10 targets on just simple over-the-ball catches, short slants, simple curl routes, but the way he's fighting for yards after the catch is elevating him on those stat leaderboards. When I watch Puka, I see Hines Ward. If you're a younger football fan, you probably didn't get to see Hines Ward play, but when I was growing up, he was the epitome of a workhorse receiver. Hines Ward was honestly an underappreciated receiver looking back, because at that time and shortly following after him, we're talking about Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, all of those guys, but a guy like Hines Ward had a decade-plus long career of just doing the little things, catching those short routes, not doing anything insanely explosive, but being consistent enough where he broke 10,000 yards and had 1,000 catches in his career. The biggest trait that Puka shares with Hines Ward, and the thing that is making it impossible for him to be taken off the field, is his ability as a run blocker. Today, we're going to jump into some all-22 film to see how Puka has gotten to where he is through 5 weeks, what is making him so undeniable, and what is keeping him in the game plan week in and week out, even if he isn't the most dynamic speedster receiver on that roster. Welcome to the Rec Room, a weekly show where we analyze some of the top receiver talent in the league. So a little bit about my past: I played receiver in high school and university, and I was fortunate enough to have the best receivers coach in the country at York University in Canada in Kamau Peterson, who's now a Team Ontario coach. He played in the CFL for a decade.
That might be the hit of the year.
Played in the NFL under Herm Edwards, for the New York Jets for a little while, and through that time, my understanding of the game really blossomed. Now I'm here to pass that on to you, so you'll definitely find value in this, and I appreciate you tuning in. So let's jump into it and watch how Puka Nacua is becoming the next Hines Ward. Here's a really good example of throttling, and this is almost like a fat curl. So the way we were taught, or I was taught when I was in university playing receiver, was, say we're running a dig route, you don't have an outside dig following behind you. So meaning if we had an inside breaking route here and we had an inside breaking route on the outside, we could not throttle this inside breaking route because we have one following behind us. It's going to clog up the window. But with Puka being the only outside route here, he's going to get a nice, easy inside release, but get back vertical and then cut this inside. And notice, he does not continue on this inside breaking route. Okay, why? We see Bobby Wagner right there. If we keep running, we're going to get ourselves decapitated. So he runs this fat curl up and then settles. That's called apexing the zone. When we're apexing, it means we are getting back down the line towards the quarterback so he can hit us there rather than have us getting our head taken off on the run across the middle. So this is just really good recognition of man versus zone right here. He throttles, ball gets him settled right there, and for sure, you'd like to see him stay on his feet, but you're going against a former Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, one of the best linebackers of the past decade right here. That's Matthew Stafford keeping you safe, getting you down on the ground, and living to tell the tale. Here's another really good example of throttling and getting north. Okay, so we're going to come inside on the slant. Higbee has a slant as well. So can Higbee throttle? No. Why? Because we have an outside slant following. We'll just clog up the window. So Higbee has to continue through, but Puka is allowed to throttle. And watch, he settles here. Look at that demeanor versus this, sprinting inside, trying to clear out the window. This can settle. Now we have our backers here. And we have to understand, this guy is more athletic than this guy. And he is coming in to close from the inside. But Puka understands, okay, right about here is the first down line. I can't do anything to lose yardage. I just need to get north. I just need that one extra yard. And he does it. That's a really good job again. Okay, again, what do we see? Got our drag going across. Throttle. A little OTB. Over the ball. That's what he's giving him there. Just settle down. Give the QB your numbers. If he panics, if he runs out of options in his read, he's going to come to you. But again, what is Puka doing? What is Puka doing? Say it with me. Getting north. That foot's in the ground, and he's bursting forward. And guys, like, this cannot be understated. This is first down right here. He catches this. If he tries to go juke this guy this way, it's a 1-yard game. If he tries to juke it this way, it might be a loss based on his original placement when he catches the ball. But he says, okay, I am going to cut off these angles and work north one-on-one. Protect the ball and get yardage. And guys, look at that. The way he fights for this, it's 2nd and 1 now, if not a first down. That is huge. That is huge. Another OTB. OTB over the ball, if we remember that. Let's be that outlet. Let's be that outlet, man. We're getting pressure inside. We're getting pressure inside. Our guard's getting beaten. Make your money. Get 10, 15 catches. Catching this short, simple stuff and getting vertical. And that's what people don't realize. It's not, we're seeing Puka Nacua's stat line, how he has the most yardage for receivers. He's breaking Justin Jefferson's record. He's breaking OBJ's record through his first 5 games and all that. It's like, it's not the same as what those guys are doing. It's this all day. It's the dirty work. It's the grimy work. It's getting 4 or 5 extra yards every catch just from getting north and fighting through the contact. Okay, now we got a nice curl route from Puka. He's just going to work up. And again, nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. Let's pass off this guy knowing that, okay, he's working to the flats. Understand who you're running your route on here. Push him by. A lot of young receivers, and at most levels, including the NFL, might see this backer expanding, get nervous, and hook up their route here and ruin the progression because they're too short on their depth. But again, Puka just understands, okay, I'm going to pass that guy off. He's working down to the flats on this flat route. And let's hook up. Right there. Work to get that first down. If he doesn't have to have these extra little hop steps that we're seeing right there, if we can just pop right there and then work back our stem. Okay, so if we're running this curl route here and we break, we don't just want to sit at the top. We want to work back towards the ball. We want to work down our stem. And when we say down our stem, we mean back towards the quarterback, the line that he's throwing this ball on. Okay, that is our stem that we want to come down on curl routes. If we can eliminate the hop at the top and just have our good 1, 2, 3 breakpoint mechanics on this curl, we can attack this ball and then scoop up back through this alley. But the extra bit of movement at the top helps this safety close. Also, too, this is another one that my old receivers coach, Kamau Peterson, played in the NFL and the CFL for a long time. He would always tell us, don't jump for low balls, okay? Attack through this. Take a step through it and then cut back outside or inside, wherever you feel, or inside, wherever you feel the leverage of that DB closing in on you from. But the fact that he goes and he has this little jump, he is now unable to make a quick decision on where to redirect because his feet are off the ground and in the air. Okay? And he winds up losing yards. Imagine we step through this with that right foot planted, we plant our left, and then we can either bust out or bust in. That's a lot more yardage for us. But instead, we still get the first down. It's still gravy, but it can be better. Okay, now it's looking like cover 1 robber across the board. We have our single high safety. We got pressure coming off the edge. So we got to know this ball's coming hot. Ball's coming hot. We're going to attack their pressure with our hots. Right down the line. Look at that, man. Every single time. It's nothing too glamorous. It's nothing too glamorous. but it's vertical right here. Again, what could he have done? What would a lot of receivers do? A lot of receivers who flame out or who have you pulling your hair out when you're watching on Sunday, they would catch this ball. And now that they got turned out, they might try and go up through there. They might try and get Fred Warner to go and then scoop underneath. But then by the time you do that, he's closing either way and stopping you from getting this first down. But what does he do? Vertical. First down. Keep the chains moving. See? A lot of young guys are going to get very, very frisky and say, okay, I can step in and I can wrap him over top. No. Just get vertical. Here's another one. We have this little switch release with an under and then a slant trailing behind it. And this read is likely inside to out. So what Puka does a really, really good job of here is understanding that he can be patient before he busts back inside. And he really does take his time. This defensive back is who he's working off of here because he knows he is following inside with Tutu Atwell's route. This is his man right here. And then let's watch his release in slow-mo here. Outside, eyes on him, freeze him. Little jab step. Just enough. Just enough. And then go in and make another tough catch. Is it tempting off of this catch here to maybe want to give a jab step in and then circle back out? Sure. But you know what? He's just thinking, let's get north. Let's get physical. I'm going to take that on. And then even still, 5 yards after the catch on this, most guys aren't doing this, even though it's simple and it's basic and is what is being taught at the collegiate level. Puka's doing it, man. Okay, so when it's man coverage, what are we not doing? Throttling. We are not throttling in the middle of the field when we're getting chased down. Why? Why would we? Why would we keep ourselves covered? We are now in a foot race. So let's see how Puka handles this. Great job. Great job. Let's break this down. Fred Warner is locked up on this back. As he works out, it's going to work as a natural rub. Okay, so we're working here. This is similar of what you might see in mesh rail or Texas. If you play Madden, any of those games, we're always going to see mesh rail, where typically it would look like this guy's coming over, this guy's coming under. This man is going to try and fat lady on the sidewalk. Again, what my old coach used to call it, fat lady on the sidewalk. We're not going to hit him, but we're going to move left, right, make him go over or around us. And sorry for all the drawings on the field here, but the point is we're trying to create a natural rub with the crossing routes. But the way the Rams do it here is they're just going to swing out their back. So Fred Warner's going to come, then this corner is going to work back and naturally get picked as we run this drag route to try and release underneath. Right there. Eyes are here. Eyes are there. And we are running to open grass. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now, opening offensive drive for the Rams against the Colts. Watch Puka make something happen. There we go, man. Even if it's deflected, make your quarterback right. Easily could have been picked. Look at the focus. He's not worried about getting hit, man. He understands what comes with the job. Secure that ball. Protect it with two hands into coverage. Guys, a lot of people fumble here. A lot of people keep one hand on this. This safety comes in, does a perfect job of getting his head to the ball, but because he braces with that offhand, this ball stays protected, and they got a big 30-yard chunk on their opening play of their drive, of their first drive. So let's break down this dig route that he runs here, this deep over, okay? He zone cuts this. So what that is he's going to have a 3-step breakdown. Okay, let's go back and watch that. Breakdown, trigger, cut, and then roll out of this thing. And he sees this expanding player here. This is honestly a ball that Puka probably thinks he's getting down the hash as he clears this window. And again, what we've been talking about, he's apexing this hole. But this defender, he has some good depth here. If he was down here, this is just simple pitch and catch. There's no need to make a spectacular play. But defender gets good depth. Wind up tipping that thing, but we catch it with one hand. And that's huge, man. That saves your momentum on your first drive. There we go. Let them know what's going on. Let them know. I'm here all day. Now, we're down in the red zone. We're locked up in man coverage right here. Look at the demeanor, okay? Toes are on a 90, shoulders on a 90, head looking straight at us. This is man coverage all the way. So what do we got to do? We got to do anything we can to get a clean release here. But what we aren't going to do? We aren't going to rush. We aren't going to panic. We aren't just going to flatten out and let this guy continue to flatten us out. We're going to work to press his leverage to the outside to slip him back underneath inside across his face. Let's watch this. Let's go slow-mo. Leading with that left foot. Buying time. Jab outside. Stepping outside of his frame. Okay? Right now, the hips, the shoulders, can't really tell from this angle, but they're threatening this outside alley. He's threatening fade right now, okay? But he just has that hard jab step outside and then back inside. And what do we got next? We got hands, okay? DBs are going to reach in this scenario. This is dire. This is dire. They cannot get beat across their face in this scenario. What do? Let that ball come in, secure the catch, continue to work upfield. That was a great job. Let's watch it again full speed. This is the thing. Another thing for young receivers. He's not just running a 3-step slant because in the playbook it says run a 3-step slant. No, he understands. I can't get a clean release on a 3-step slant. If I have this coverage where I have, my DB's 7 yards off, and I can run that 3-step slant and try and beat you with speed across the face. It's not how it winds up working out, though, because we are tight. We're within about 2 to 3 yards right here. Really good job. Good hands. Now we got Puka working a deep out. And he does a really, really good job here of capturing outside leverage. This corner to start is outside shade. But we have to win outside on this out route, okay? Maybe if there's, some more flat, like a flood concept where we have a flat route, a shorter out route, and like a deeper sail, you can win inside because you have time through the progression to wrap over top and his eyes might be looking down so he can crash down to the flat. But in this scenario, we have to, especially with the depth that he has off the ball, we have to win this one outside. It's going to take too long to go out and then try and do something at the top, like a double stick, to get him to bite inside and then work back to the out. We don't have time for that. We have to win outside now. Okay? So let's watch what he does. He's working. And then he hits us with a rocker. He does just enough. Let's go back. Okay? So he's attacking his leverage. He has outside shade. We're going to attack him outside. But then he gives a little rocker step inside. Let's have him open the gate and then capture the outside hip. Pressure out. Here's that outside step to the rocker, then that inside step to the rocker, square him up, get him to open the gate, freeze him for a sec. Hands at the top, and then pressure out. Really, really good job there. Okay, overtime now. What are we doing? Going to run this deep over, this dig route. Again, just how we opened up the game, let's do it again. Puka does a really nice job of staying flat, rolling downhill off the stick here. Why can't we drift? Safety. You could undercut it. You could blow us up. All bad things. If we look at the cut, even though he drifts upfield, that's because the throw makes him drift upfield. His demeanor is working downhill. If we took a screenshot of this and we just looked simply at that, we would say, okay, like this almost looks like a defensive back the way he's crashing downfield. No, that is the angle you need. You need to have on in-breaking routes, on out-breaking routes when the quarterback is throwing to you, because you're not going to drift and create a pocket that can be undercut by an overtop defender or an underneath defender. Catch that ball, take the hit, first down. All right, now I want to look at some run blocking ability that Puka provides. And this is that thing that Hines Ward did. That is why guys who run 4.5s, 4.6s stay on the field, man, because you know you can run the ball. You can also pass the ball. These guys are dynamic enough. They're sneaky quick where you can throw it to them. But look at what they do for you in the run game. Let's watch this first one. Look at that fit. Dig out your soul, man. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Get inside. Push him into that pile. Get him lost in the wash. Clear the alleyway. Another block. Look at that. Guys, this is what young receivers don't understand. And what a lot of pros don't seem to emulate. Most run plays are one block away from springing it. These front five right here, they have enough on their plates that they got to worry about. They're communicating. They're talking about who they're working up to, whatnot. It's pretty easy when you're a receiver to understand your blocking assignment. You just got to get a body on a body. And this is what Puka is doing such a good job of. Look at that. Punch, drive him inside. That's all Puka. That's all Puka. And Tutu doing a good job. Just getting just enough of Bobby Wagner. But look at this. He's working the hash. He's working the alley. But we push him all the way inside. We drive him all the way in to give him that. Look at that. Look at how he gets displaced. Right there. Right there. Another one. 1 yard gain. I don't care. It's not going to be my guy. And look at the job of just keeping his shoulders square to this defender and having his feet set. He's not crossing his legs over. He's not off his base. He's sitting down in the chair. He's punching up and inside. And then at first, he grabs outside the frame of this DB, but watch how he resets his hands to punch back inside, okay? So right here, this DB has inside leverage in terms of his hand placement on our pads right now. We're outside, but let's hand fight. Punch and replace. Hand fight, punch and replace. Look at the finish. Back inside the whole way. And this play's done, but he's fighting. Even there. Watch that left hand of his. This one right here. This one right here. Punching, fighting back up inside. Whole time. That DB wants none of that, man. He's like, okay, you're going to make my day really long here. Gives him a little headshot. I think that's Kobe Bryant. Yeah. He doesn't want any of that, man. All right, here we go again. Let's seal the edge. Let's seal the edge. We want to cut that back. Let's clear the alley for our guy, man. Mike Hilton, that's a good player right there. Wash him inside. He wants to go and play inside. Let him play. Let's clear that alley. Guys, like, this might seem small to people who haven't really played the game or who haven't had to run behind bad blockers or good blockers before. This is a dream for a running back, okay? Our front five are going to take care of it. Our big 260-pound tight end, okay, he can take care of himself. But what about those second level, third level defenders? Now our receivers are taking care of that? You cut this back? Man, another one. You want to come down and get froggy? You want to try and set the edge? Not on my watch. Washed inside. Knocked down. That is beautiful. You want to make your coaches and your running back love you? Do that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Share this with a friend, a young receiver, a weekend warrior looking to up their game, and we will see you in the next one. Please like, comment, share, subscribe.